Scott, great to see you again. Thanks for sitting down with me.
Thanks, Shawn.
Good to see you in wonderful Montreal here. We've just brought on are bringing on a new president for CSTA. That's a role you served faithfully a few years back. If you dig back into your thinkings of presidency, what advice would you give this new president?
Probably the thing that really sticks with me for the time I was in that role was how fast it goes by. So you start in July and you finish the following July, and you think you've got 12 months to get a lot of things done, but 12 months goes by really fast. So my advice would be, don't try to do too much. You're past the ball, so to speak. So grab the ball and run with it, but really try to just maintain the momentum, and if you can, increase the momentum to continue the good work that was done before you. The CSTA policy is, a one-year term for a president. So again, you don't have a lot of time to re-engineer anything. So there's a solid 5-year strategic plan. You really, focus on driving that plan and carrying the ball, and really, the other thing I guess I would say, advice would be to leverage your assets as best you can. So the CSTA is so fortunate to have a fantastic staff, a fantastic board. Lean on those individuals to help you manage those priorities. And it goes by really fast. You're going to want to do as much as you can, but it's really just about maintaining and increasing the momentum if you can on the initiatives that are at hand.
We learned the other day that you threw down the gauntlet to presidents to take on and drive forward the sponsorship of, and it has been a wild success to be able to do that. How does creating a little bit of competition like that, and it's fun competition.
Yeah.
How does a little bit of fun competition like that, how does that fit into this leadership piece?
Yeah, you know what, that was about being bold and asking the question. Previously, I think when it comes to sponsorship from CSTA members, there was an opinion, there was a bit of a sense of a feeling that members pay their dues, and let's not ask too much because members are already paying their dues and there's expectations around those dues. But we look at the success of events like Grow Canada, where investment in the event can really help generate so much more and such a greater experience and greater value. So don't be afraid to ask for the support, and that's what we got maybe a little bit in my year. Myself and the staff, got a bit more confident in the ask around the value, and we tied some value propositions for those individuals, and the opportunity to stand up and speak and introduce, and so I think it was a win-win. And so then it's just about the friendly competition between president and vice president. I'm going to do a little bit better than you did, so that's where the competition came in.
And Dan this year said he wasn't stopping until he hit.
Yeah, he had a number. Yeah, so good on him.
That's great.
So and I think we saw it again. The bar was raised. The staff's doing a fantastic job, and everybody's going home. I think with a great experience, and again a lot of value from the event.
Running a company like HyTech, no small feat. I get to see you at a lot of events, and you seem to have figured out, on some level, a work-life balance. What would you tell me about that? How do you make that work?
Yeah, hey, I love my job. I love the people I work with. I love the industry, and I think that's such an important aspect of work-life balance. And I don't think of it in terms of balance. I don't measure it 60-40, 70-30, 50-50. For myself, I think as long as I'm engaged and feeling rewarded in what I'm doing, there's balance. Whether it's work or life, set goals, set priorities, and you work towards those goals, and yeah, as long as you're feeling rewarded and satisfied, you're in balance, I guess. So
it's true. I had a conversation with someone just the other day, and his point to me was, really, I don't get to decide whether I've hit work-life balance. It's the people in my life that get to decide. At work, am I hitting a balance there? At home, am I hitting a balance there? And goodness knows we put on lots of hats, but it's those people in our life that get to decide if we're hitting that.
Yeah, and I'm fortunate I can invest a lot of time and energy in association activities, volunteer positions, because I've got a partner, Jennifer, who's also very engaged in her career, and between the two of us, we make it work. So
right. Yeah. How are I mean, you guys got a lot going on at HyTech. Lots of good stuff going on. You, I imagine, have your tail in an airplane seat a fair amount, going north-south. What can you tell me about what do we see? What gets you excited about what's going on right now?
At HyTech?
Yeah.
Boy, well, where to start? Lots of opportunity. We all see the changing environment that is unfolding around us. Today, it's difficult to predict what direction things might take, given the new entities and some changing business models, perhaps. But in our world, change is great. Change creates opportunity. We thrive on change. Being a small independent business, we can be pretty flexible, pretty nimble. So we've really focused on hybrid canola seed production. We operate a business in Chile. We've moved to producing some hybrid sugar beets in Washington State, and so we're focused in our area of expertise, which is hybrid seed production, but we're seeing things evolve in hybrid wheat, again with new players. So whether it's myself or Brian McNaughton or Kimiko or Kevin, we're all really engaged by the opportunity, the change, the opportunity to learn new things.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well said. Well said. You've always had an interest in, and I will say an expertise in, understanding the relationship of pollinators with the seed industry. Are you happy with the relationship right now of where the seed industry is in relation to pollinators?
For sure. From my perspective, given my experience, quite happy. And I think from an industry perspective, from a public perspective, we should all be fairly comfortable, satisfied with where things are at. If you look at the numbers, the number of colonies in Canada has been doing nothing but growing. I just looked at some numbers. 2012, we've grown all but 1 year since 2012, and and the greatest percentage of colonies is in Alberta, and that's as a result of the demand for pollination in seed production. And so we have had a great relationship with pollinators in Alberta and canola seed production for 10 to 15 years. I don't know exactly when, but we started doing collaborative research together, the industry providing funds to the pollinators to do hive health research long before any neonic issues came to the forefront. So we've had a great relationship around best management practices, and those discussions continue today. Canola is a great food source for bees. It's been a great business for beekeepers, and so yeah, I'm quite satisfied with where things are at.
Is there anything we could be doing better?
Well, I'm really impressed by, and I haven't been engaged in, but I'm impressed by the initiatives around broadening a food source for bees. So all of the initiatives around flowers, increasing the flower period in the environment beyond our monoculture crop kind of timing. So, canola is a fantastic food source for bees in Western Canada, and it's certainly helped support the population, but canola only flowers for 6 weeks of the year. Bees need to survive for 6 months of the year. So anything we can do to create pollen sources before and after is going to help the health of our colonies, and I think those initiatives are very positive. And then just around communication, I think we keep evolving our communication together with industry and pollinators and public, and I think that's really important. It needs to be continued as well.
Right. Absolutely. Well said. So, as I understand it, Scott likes to do some camping and some hiking. Can you tell me? I would like to hear the best camping hiking story you've got, or the best event you ever went out on.
The best event. You know what? Anytime we get, so we're spoiled, Jennifer and I, in that we're in southern Alberta. We're an hour away from Waterton National Park in the Rocky Mountains. And so we can pick up and do a day trip, and we can be in, unspoiled wilderness pretty quickly. And so anytime we can do that, that's a fantastic day. But I would probably say the best trip we've had camping in recent memory was a 4-day, 3-night ocean kayaking trip we had in Patagonia in Chile. And so we saw some beautiful fjords, mountains, penguins, seals. We saw a lot of different terrain. But as in a lot of things, what made it memorable was our guide. We had a great guide, real passionate about what he did, and a great, really funny personality. And he had a mantra. His mantra was, eat when you can, drink when you can, pee when you can. No, eat when you can, sleep when you can, pee when you can. And so I think about that all the time when I'm traveling, when I'm at ISF, when I'm at CSTA, all these conferences. I think eat when you can, sleep when you can, pee when you can. So, that was a great trip.
I think that would make a good shirt.
I agree.
Absolutely make a great shirt. That's dynamite. And when you live in a beautiful spot like you do, it's going to take something like that to be impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks very much for the chat, Scott. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Shawn.